Behold a dragon not cast in stone or molded from metal but carved from solid wood. This masterpiece isn't just a sculpture. It's a force of nature frozen in motion, captured with incredible precision, and brought to life through the hands of a true artist. Every scale, every claw, every plume of smoke rising from the dragon's breath is shaped by hand. Nothing is flat, nothing is still. The creature coils, lunges, and twists a dance of fury and grace. It feels like it might move at any second. That's the mark of truly great craftsmanship, when the illusion becomes so real you forget it's carved. Let's start with the structure. The body of the dragon flows in a serpentine curve, muscular, dynamic, and full of energy. The texture of each scale is detailed, overlapping with precision. You can almost feel the power beneath the skin. The claws are sharp, the teeth fierce, the tongue curls with attitude. Now look at the head. The expression is majestic. Eyes wide mouth open, whiskers whipping through the air. The horns curl like lightning bolts. The mane flows as if caught in a storm. This is not just decoration. This is mythology captured in timber. And then the base. Unlike many sculptures, the base isn't a mere stand. Its waves swirling, crashing, forming a platform of motion beneath the dragon's body. The dragon rises from the sea as the legend tells, a guardian of nature, spirit, and time. The flowing clouds and ocean below echo the balance of heaven and earth. The wood itself, rich, warm, and perfectly chosen. Its natural grain enhances the movement. Light dances across every ridge, every groove, giving the illusion of shifting shadows and muscle beneath the surface. This is a symbol piece, a statement, a legend you can hold. In Eastern tradition, the dragon represents strength, wisdom, protection, and transformation. And here all of that power has been transformed into form, not by machines, but by mastery. This isn't just sculpture, it's storytelling in wood. There are tables that are functional. There are tables that are decorative. And then there are tables like this that feel alive. This is more than furniture. This is a forest captured in resin, a time capsule made of roots, rings, and raw organic truth. Let's begin with the top. From a distance, it looks like a slab of living art, like a painting made from nature's own palette. But come closer and you'll see the incredible detail. The tabletop is an intricate mosaic of cross-cut wood slices, each one a slice of time. Different sizes, different species, different tones, from warm honey yellows to deep reds and soft beige. It's a collection of stories, laid flat, sealed forever in glossy, crystal clear resin. Some slices are perfectly round. Others are irregular, showing bar cracks and imperfections. But together they form a pattern that's mesmerizing, natural flowing, and almost hypnotic. The resin between them acts like glass, locking in the texture while enhancing the depth. Light doesn't just reflect, it refracts. It moves. It glows. And now, look beneath. This table doesn't stand on legs, it stands on a tree. The base is an actual tree root left raw, unshaped, uncut. It twists branches and holds the weight of the table like it's grown into the roll. The grain of the root contrasts beautifully with the polished finish above. It's the perfect pairing of earth and elegance. There's no symmetry here, no mechanical repetition. And that's what makes it unforgettable. This table wasn't built, it was composed. Each element was chosen not for perfection, but for authenticity. Each slice cut and placed to honor the tree it came from. Each layer of resin poured not to hide, but to highlight. This is what we mean when we talk about organic design. It's not just using natural materials. It's letting those materials speak for themselves. And the symbolism, powerful. Every slice represents years of growth, rings of memory, rain, drought, sun, all recorded in the wood. Together they remind us of time, resilience, and the unseen stories that live beneath the surface of every tree. The root base. It symbolizes grounding, strength, connection. Even when the tree is cut down, the root remains. It becomes the foundation of something new. This table is about transformation, from what was to what is, from something forgotten to something unforgettable. Place it in a rustic cabin and it feels like home. Place it in a modern studio and it becomes a statement. Place it in a gallery and it's sculpture. In every context, it adapts just like the tree it came from. And there's one more thing. This table was made by hand. No mass production, no shortcuts. Just tools, time, and talent. The kind of craftsmanship that honors the material, the process, and the purpose. It's not fast, but it's forever. In a world that moves quickly, this table asks you to pause, to touch, to look closely, to wonder where each slice came from, to imagine how old that root is, and to feel even for a moment the stillness of the forest. Because this isn't just furniture. It's a reminder that nature is not a trend. It's a teacher. And when we listen, we create beauty like this. Sometimes beauty isn't in the material itself, but in how many stories that material can tell when it's brought together with care. This segmented wooden vase is a symphony of contrast and flow, a sculptural piece that turns technical mastery into effortless visual harmony. At first glance, the shape is classic, full-bodied, gently curving from a wide shoulder down to a tapered base, then rising into an open, elegant rim. The silhouette is familiar, but the surface, that's where the magic begins. Instead of one type of wood, this vase is composed of many. Each horizontal band tells its own story, a different species, a different grain, a different shade. Light blonde maple, rich golden teak, deep chocolate walnut, warm rosy paddock, and streaks of dark spalted patterns that almost look like ink painted by nature herself. These aren't painted lines. They're real individual pieces of wood cut, sanded, shaped, and joined by hand. Every ring curves to match the body of the vase wrapping around it like waves of time. There's something both ancient and modern in the design. It echoes traditional turning techniques, but feels boldly contemporary thanks to the layering and tonal contrast. It's a fusion of old-world form and modern artistry. And the finish, smooth as glass. Light glides across the surface, highlighting the depth in every grain and the transition between each segment. It's not just polished, it's elevated. The kind of sheen that only comes from countless hours of sanding, sealing, and care. What's truly special is how the colors play with each other. No band overpowers another. They dance, they balance. They move your eye up and down the form without force, just rhythm. This is more than decor. It's an object of focus, a centerpiece, a conversation. Place it on a shelf and it draws attention. Place it under a light and it glows. It doesn't just reflect craftsmanship. It reflects personality of the wood and the artist behind it. Because no two will ever be the same. And that's what makes it timeless.
Người ta số đúng không? Số mấy cách như là em có 2 triệu, 2 triệu. Nếu mà tăng thì ta không có cách. Không. Ăn cái củ ăn ở đi đấy. Cái đầu cái lăng đấy. Đã một nhà hay là đi chơi các thứ từ giờ đây là bây giờ thì các cái phòng này được. Cái tàu thì chắc là không có nhu cầu cái gì đấy thì thầy cũng cánh rồi nó còn có thế mà tranh giành mới chơi chúng ta cũng bạn để là Tết xong rồi là cái bàn nói Một nghĩ nhưng mà không muốn nghĩ. Thế mà có cái gì nào cũng một cái con dâm làm luôn. Nhưng nó có đứng ở đây mà mình làm.
This isn't just a bowl, this is nature's, suspended in time. What you're looking at is a one-of-a-kind resin art bowl handcrafted, hand-poured, and built with patience, precision, and poetic vision. At first glance, it appears almost like glass. Crystal clear, perfectly smooth with a high-gloss finish that reflects everything around it. But unlike glass, this piece holds something far more captivating, a preserved moment of forest life. Encased within the transparent resin are real organic materials. Pine cones, dried leaves, bark fragments, and delicate twigs arranged in layers frozen as if caught in motion beneath still water. It feels like a walk through the woods. Paused. A whisper of autumn. Captured forever. Each element inside was carefully selected, not just for its color or texture, but for how it would react with light. As sunlight moves across the surface, shadows shift, colors deepen, and every detail seems to glow from within. The craftsmanship behind this is remarkable. Resin is not an easy medium. It must be mixed precisely, poured in controlled stages, and cured over time. Any mistake can lead to bubbles, cracks, or clouding. But here, everything is flawless. The curve of the bowl is elegant, shallow, open, and inviting. The outer walls magnify the interior, creating a visual depth that feels almost like a 3D landscape. It's not just a container. It's a window into another world. And the symbolism, powerful. In a fast-moving world where seasons change and beauty fades, this piece says, pause, look closer, remember. It bridges two worlds, the wild and the crafted, the organic and the refined. It invites you to sit still, to admire the details we so often overlook, and to bring a piece of the forest into your home, not as something raw, but as something revered. Display it on a center table. Place it near sunlight. Use it as an art piece or a functional dish. No matter how it's placed, it becomes the soul of the space. Because this bowl doesn't just hold objects. It holds memory. At first glance, it stops you in your tracks. Is it wood? Is it stone? Is it ceramic? It's all of them and none of them. This is not just a vase. It's a living contradiction, a bold experiment in material form and emotion. The body of this piece is made from richly patterned burl wood, recognizable by its golden veins and swirling grains. But it doesn't stop there. The artist has infused it with deep shades of wine red, violet, and marbled amber, creating an almost volcanic surface. The blending of color and wood grain feels like nature clashing with fire pressure and time. And then you notice the gloss. The entire surface is polished to a mirror-like finish. Light doesn't just reflect off of it, it dances. Walk around it, and you'll see how shadows stretch and collapse across the curves. Sunlight reveals hidden patterns. Every shift in angle changes the emotion of the piece. But what makes this work truly remarkable is the contrast. The soft, warm glow of the golden burl stands in stark opposition to the rich, moody reds like day and dusk frozen together in dialogue. Each patch of color looks like a brushstroke from nature itself. No two sides are the same. The lid, too, is no afterthought. It's shaped perfectly to match the flow of the vase, rounded, gentle, and almost ceremonial in presence. Whether this piece is meant to hold something sacred or simply to be admired, it demands quiet attention. There is something almost spiritual about this object, like it could belong in a temple or the center of a quiet home. It asks for nothing, but rewards you the longer you look. You begin to wonder, how did they do it? How many days of sanding, polishing, and patient layering went into creating this liquid, smooth texture? How carefully were the pigments poured, not to overpower the wood, but to merge with it? This isn't just craftsmanship, this is alchemy. The transformation of raw material into emotion, of simple wood into a story. Place it on a pedestal, in a study, or let it stand alone in the middle of a room. Because this vase isn't furniture, it's presence.